Yeah, my number 5 is Castle Panic. Castle Panic to me is a really interesting cooperative game. But it's one that you're not likely to win, especially now that we got the expansion. The expansion adds boss monsters, and you're usually adding, like, I think it's 3 or 4 of them. And there's stuff like dragons, basilisks, and they got tremendous amount of hit points, tremendous amount of damage they can deal. And and it's just one of those games where you just draw the wrong monster at the wrong time, and you know you're hosed. But it's when you pull that win out of nowhere that it makes it just so worthwhile when you win. But then when you lose, you just know that it just wasn't in the cards for you. What was your number 5?
My number 5 was Roll For It. I really enjoyed it. We have the Roll For It comes in 4 different colors, I think.
Yeah, you get 2 there's 2 different boxes with different cards each.
Yeah, so we got the red and the yellow, I believe.
No, I think purple and red. I think it is.
Purple and red. Okay.
I think I'm not.
But anyway, it was he found it. It was on a Kickstarter campaign, and they finally brought it out to stores, and my hobby shop was able to get it. But I enjoy it because it kind of reminds me a little bit of Yahtzee to an extent. I like the challenge of having to roll dice and have to pick the right card, and as he was saying, they have like maybe a dice with 3 dice on there. All 3 of them might have to be 2s or whatever, and they're worth different point categories. So I might go all out and put all my dice on a 15-point card, but I might also kill myself on it.
That's just what happens to
me. Or I get stuck because I go after that, my opponent goes after that, and they end up getting the peg that, or the card before me, and here I've wasted all my dice on that one, so I tend to shy away from the higher ones, but once in a while I'll go to the wall and go for the higher ones. I usually go for the 5 to 10 point cards, but it's fun, and I just find it cool to be able to just roll and kind of just guess, and say, let's it's all pure luck. And if you're going to get that, it gets aggravating when you're on the same one and you keep rolling and you don't roll the right dice, though, but it's still, that's part of the game. It's fun, though. My number 4 is Takanako. I actually really liked it. It's beautiful artwork. It's a fun game. I like the bamboo. I like the discs. I like that you can set it up to where you can draw a card, one of the horizontal tiles, and set aside if you got something that gives you like rain, and you're on a section that already has rain. You can set it aside until you move to another tile that you need that on. I like having to putting the bamboo and the different patterns. To me, it's a calming and relaxing game that there's no real pressure on. You want to ultimately get the most points and beat your opponent, but it's not one of those stress you out type games. It's more of a relaxing game.
Yeah, it's very relaxing, but it's strategic. But it's not to the point where you can't win the game ever or get points, because there are always opportunities to get points. And again, there should be no excuse why you can't get points.
It doesn't matter who starts or the game or whatever. He ended up starting our game, and I ended up beating him.
Yeah.
So just because I was lucky, I got the right cards, right set of cards, drew the right cards, and made the right patterns. I held on to my cards for so long and played the right cards, and I got the win, which was cool. But I said I love the artwork on it, because the artwork is very, very nice.
That was your number 4, wasn't it? My number 4 is Agents of Smersh. I like it because it reminds me of the old Choose Your Own Adventure books I used to read when I was a kid. I'm sure everyone remembers those. If you, those are probably like the first books that really got me reading, because it was like kind of neat. You could pick and choose your paths, but you always had like you were kind of limited though. But this one you have a lot more choices. You can choose where you go on the board, and the overall goal, you're all working together to take down this evil scientist, Dr. Lobo, I think his name, and you go from like, it combines Arkham Horror with Tales of Arabian Nights, and you're essentially trying to get intel to find out the hideout of where the main guy's hideout is, and you're going against the clock because every time you fail an event, you draw a card and it tells you how far down that Dr. Lobo's is to winning the game. So that's that pressure. You don't know how much time you're going to have to actually accomplish the game. And then you have like the whole feel of a spy movie. You got like the crazy weapons, like the shoe phone kind of thing. You got you got spy cars. You got like the chases. You deal with the Nazis. You're dealing with interrogation. I mean, it's just so random. But it feels like one giant adventure because you're going around like, and it's just it's intense. And the first game we played, we actually snuck a win just by sheer luck. And that's what I think about the game.